What is up, Booger Beans? Welcome back to another episode of Adventures with Boog. I'm Tanner.
I'm Sydney.
And Booger's down here. We are out here at Crescent Falls, Alberta, which is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was quite an adventure to get here last night. Unfortunately, we weren't able to film it because it was awful weather.
And it was 10:30 at night.
And it was 10:30 at night, but we missed the campsite, drove a half hour too far, then drove a half hour back, and then found the campsite and had to drive through a pretty raging creek to get into the campsite. It was about 2 foot deep, and yeah, don't bring your Honda Civic out here to go camping. Good
Unless
thing we
you
had,
also have a horse.
Yeah, you could take your horse. There is horse stalls here, and
you don't have to cross the river to get there.
no, and it's gonna be a beautiful weekend. It's snowing on us currently. We hopefully are going to do some fishing and some great cooking. If you guys haven't already checked out our camping cookbook, head over right here and check that out. There's lots of good treats and snacks to have while camping.
Is it here or here? Somewhere.
There.
You'll find it.
And yeah, thanks for watching, and let's get into some adventure. Hi, Booger Beans. So now, as you can probably tell in some of our video already, it's raining. It's been wet all night long since we got here, and it's still kind of trickling. A little bit of snow coming down every once in a while too. So that's 2 out of 3 weekends where we've had snow while camping. So that's always good. But now we're going to try and set up a tarp shelter. Just across here right in front of the fire pit, because we're going to be cooking up some ribs tonight in our Dutch oven. So that might be a separate camping cookbook, or it might just keep it in the vlog here. So yeah, we'll try and kind of give you guys some tips and some tricks on how to set up a tarp shelter here. Okay, Booger Beans, so a couple things you're going to need for this are going to be some good tent pegs. These are like 12-inch nails. They work really well. We also have some triangular aluminum ones. The ground here is pretty hard because we're kind of in the mountains, so I'm thinking these spikes are what we're going to need. You're also going to need some cordage. So this is paracord. We also have some of this like really cheap nylon cord, and this does do an okay job, but it's kind of flexy, whereas the paracord's not quite as flexy. So this is like a 100-foot cord that we just kind of cut up into a whole bunch of different lengths. You're also going to need something to pound it in. So I just use my hatchet. Some people have a separate hammer or something like that to do it. But this is just a hatchet, and it does okay. You're also going to need a tarp, obviously. We just use a cheap tarp from PV Mart. Like 10 bucks for, I think this is 10 by 12 or 10 by 16 or something like that. So you can pick those up even at the dollar store. I think they have them there, so no problems there. And then you're going to need some sort of pole. So this is a telescoping steel pole. If you can cut down trees or whatever in the forest that you're staying in, you could always just take a forest pole and make it up. But these work really good. We use them lots, especially when you have a campsite where you can't cut down trees, where lots of the ones we stay at, you're not allowed to cut down any trees or anything like that. So yeah, that's basically all the materials you'll need. And now let's get to setting it up here. Okay guys, so now what you want to do is you want to take your tarp and lay it down on the ground so that it's perpendicular to the opening of the fire pit. So that the front edge is perpendicular to opening of the fire pit. And then this will tell you kind of where you want your ridge line to run. So we're gonna make a ridge line that runs right along, there's that seam in the tarp there. We're gonna make a ridge line that runs right along that seam between the second set of eyelets. This one and that one over there. And by doing that, we'll have the ridge line will come straight across, and then the tarp will kind of be up on an angle and then kind of flat out, and we'll pull the front edge kind of out, just not quite over the fire, but just kind of to the edge of the fire. And by laying the tarp down on the ground like that, when you stand it up with the ridge line in line with that second eyelet, that front piece of tarp will be just behind where you want it to be for the fire, so that your tarp's not over the fire and getting sparks and melting and that kind of stuff. So now, luckily, the way we have it set up here, we have a nice big tree just behind the camera here that we'll be able to use to tie the ridge line off. And then we'll put a pole over there, and maybe we might even just use poles on either side of the tarp, and then anchor them all down and get the ridge line set up. Okay, so now we got our poles and we got them extended up, and you want to make them basically as tall as you can make them, so that you get nice lots of space underneath your tarp, and it also helps to keep the tarp out of the fire. So any sparks and stuff kind of have time to cool down a little bit before they hit your tarp, if the wind happens to blow or anything like that. Luckily, we're really protected here, so we're not going to have to worry about the wind too much. And then you're basically going to take your tarp or your poles, and you're going to want to stick one on either side of the tarp here, and then we'll have a guy wire going 1, 2, and 3 guy wires to hold this up, and then we'll run a ridge line from here to another pole on the other side with the exact same setup. Okay? So once you get 2 in, you can kind of tension that pole into place so that it will stay up. But obviously this is not very strong. So you always have to have a third thing. You want to basically make a triangle coming off the top. So once you get 1, then you want to make your next one to basically hold the tension from the ridge line. And you want to put that from the top right in line with those 2 eyelets down to the ground somewhere out here. And you want to use probably a taut line hitch. So that's 2 hitches in the front, 1 hitch in the back, I believe. I'm not the best at it. If you know Joe Robinette, he does a really good little tutorial on that. I kind of try my best, but I'm not nearly as bushcrafty as his is. I'm still learning. So I've made it so that the way the door opens, it's tighter on that side. So you just have to walk out and around, unfortunately. You just have to deal with kind of the space you got. And also the rope on that side, we actually had to go kind of up over top of the trailer to a tree. So that, again, we didn't have a tripping hazard right in front of the door in case you have to go pee in the middle of the night or something like that. So now, once you get both poles set up, you want to make sure they have a bit of an outward lean, so that as you put the ridge line and the tarp starts to hang the weight, it'll actually pull those in, and it will tension the outside ropes. So have a little bit of outward lean, put on your ridge line with, again, a taut line hitch is what we're going to use across the top, and then we'll pull it in to tighten everything up, and then we'll be able to hang the tarp off the top. So what I do, guys, is on one side I'll do a tent peg knot. So you basically take a bite like that, wrap it around your finger, so you end up something like this, just a little circle. Oops. A loop. Make a little circle, so you hold it like that. You got a nice little circle there, and then you put that end back through that hole, and then cinch it down, and that gives you a nice tight knot. I've never had one of these come undone. So that's on one side. So what I do on the other side is I have a taut line hitch. So I take a bite like this with the end of the rope around the top peg, and then I hold it like this, and I create 2 half hitches. So it's just basically a loop around the rope like that. I do the same thing again in front of the last one, like that. And then I do another one behind both of them, like that. And that gives you a knot that looks something like that. And then this knot, you can actually tension the rope with. You kind of have to pull it pretty tight when it's on the rope, but you can actually tension the rope with that. So, all right, let's get it put up. So that's basically it to get your main frame. This cord really sucks for doing taut line hitches on. It's really, really slippery. So if you have some nice paracord, try to use the paracord for the hitches, because it kind of bites up a bit stiffer. Whereas this I don't even know what this is. I don't know. It was like $2 at the dollar store or something like that. Don't use that. It's not very good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make little loops like that, okay? So now what we do is we take the main rope and we wrap this around once, so you get something like that, and then you'll wrap it around again. My finger's a little bit too big to do it around my finger again. But then you'll do it around the rope again, and I believe that's called a parsec knot, something like that. And then again, this type of knot, you can tension. So we can put the tarp on there, and we can actually pull it along the ridge line to tighten up the tarp so that we're nice and smooth across the top. So that's what we're gonna do now. Now what we do is we take 2 leftover tent pegs, or again, if you're allowed to, or you have some sticks laying around, you can always just take a stick. Me and Sydney call that a bushcraft stick. So you can always use a bushcraft stick. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that parsec knot, you're gonna put it through the hole, and then you're gonna stick your tent peg inside the hole, and that gives a nice long area to pull the tension against, and it also helps protect your eyelets on your tarp from just ripping out, which we've had happen lots before, especially on a cheap tarp. So yeah, let's take you in closer. We've got the parsec knot up there, and we're gonna lift up the tarp and put it inside the hole, inside through the eyelet, and then we take this bushcraft stick or tent peg and you put it in there, and then lock it up against the hole like that, and do the same thing on the other side. So now once your tarp's hanging like that, what you can do is take on the ends, and you can pull those parsec knots out to tighten up that tarp. Just like that, and same thing on the other side. So now, you might find that the middle of your tarp sags a bit. So what you can do is you can take a rock, or if you have a tarp button, you can use that. But if you take a rock and you stick it through the tarp, and then you wrap a bit of cordage around it and make another parsec knot, then you can use that to lock up that middle of the tarp. Ours usually is, like, it's pretty straight right now, so it's usually okay, so we don't usually worry about that. But if you're finding that it's snowing or something like that, you can always do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go along the back, and we're going to pull that back out as far as we can pull it, and put pegs, and put pegs in the ground to help pull that tarp back, so that we get some space to sit underneath the tarp. There, so now you got a nice kind of back area to put your chairs underneath. And then what you do is you take cords from your side points here. So from here, your middle point and this side point, and you're going to extend those out to trees or to a stick or a pole or whatever you do. out in the bush, so that you get kind of this front flap, and then that gives you lots and lots of space underneath there to protect you from the wind. It protects you from the rain, protects you from the snow in our case, and then also with the heat from the fire, it kind of pumps it out and holds it right in that area for you. So let's finish that up now. There we go. That's basically our tarp shelter that we usually set up when we go camping. Gives you lots of space underneath here for your chairs and stuff, and maybe a little table. But also the edge comes basically just right to the fire pit, which makes the heat be able to go up, sparks be able to go up. You might get a couple holes in your tarp here, but that's why you buy a cheap tarp from Dollarama. Then you don't have to worry about it. If you have a nice nylon tarp, you might not want to do this setup. I don't know, they might like set on fire or something. But also if you find that the middle's sagging, you can always grab another line. But usually it's not pouring that much that we have to worry about that. Yeah, now just go around and kind of tension up all the areas to ensure it's all tight and ready to go, and time to start the fire. We are making fluffernutters. We've never had these before, but it's peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. This is our lunch before we make ribs for camping cookbook.
The marshmallow fluff's like a little froze, so it's not really.
It went down to 3 degrees last night, is what they said on the radio.
Yeah, it's cold. And that was like in Red Deer, not here.
Yeah, not here. But that being said, they're having snow in Red Deer, and we're not really having snow, but... Booger smells the fluffernutter. She wants some. Oh, nice. You got that one? It's hot. Be careful.
You're hot. I'm always careful.
Thanks, babes. All right. How is the first fluffernutter, babe?
Only okay.
Only okay? I really enjoy that.
It's okay.
I think
I
if you
more.
open faced it, yeah, you need a little bit more. And if you like could heat it up open face somehow.
Well, if you just put it on top of toast.
Yeah, on top of toast, that'd be really yummy. Fluff on one side, nut on the other. Yeah, that'd be really yummy. This is actually really good.
It is good.
So we put some lemons and onions in the bottom of the pot, and then we'll put the first rack of ribs on top. And I think at the time you're supposed to like trim your ribs, but I don't know how to do that. Pardon?
Didn't either. I'm not expert.
And then we'll put the ribs in there. Cut them about 2 to 3 ribs. The bottom's got a real hook on that.
Well, and styrofoam isn't the best cutting board.
No, it's not, but get the job done for now. Okay, I got salt and pepper in my pockets. Do you want to pull it out? I got forks all over my hands. I don't want it on our salt and peppers. Yep. Sprinkle some salt and pepper on top of that, and then more onions and lemons, and then we'll put another layer of meat.
I like real pepper.
Is that not real pepper?
I mean, like really peppery.
Oh yeah.
Lots of pepper.
Yeah. This is what it looks like right now. Porks, onions, lemons, peppers, salt, all that stuff in there. It will be, pork loves sweet.
I know. Good.
Thanks, Sandy. All right, now we're gonna pour the Cokes into the pot, and you want to get enough liquid so the top is just about covered.
You might need more than 2.
We might need more than 2, depending on how big your Dutch oven is.
No, 2 should be good. We'll have to see once the bubbles settle out. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I can't tell. Now you drink your Coke.
And then you just drink the Coke, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. That's just about perfect. I don't think we need any more than that.
No, I think it's good. Is it okay though? Because it goes down.
What do you mean it goes down?
Like the Coke will evaporate.
Yeah, the Coke will evaporate, but we can always just top it up.
And it will steam.
Yeah, it will steam it. So now we got kind of a Coke.
Looks gross.
A Coke and pork soup in there. Coke, pepper, salt, pork soup. And now we're going to stick it down into our fire. And we're going to put the briquettes on the top. And then we're just going to watch it like a hawk.
For 3 hours.
Yeah, for a long while. Let's see what we got here.
What does she look like?
So these have been on for about an hour, I guess. 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
So we're just going to open them up to make sure nothing's burning.
You still need a brush.
Yeah. We need a brush or something to try and keep it out, all the ashes out. Oh gosh. Those look glorious. Can you guys see that?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, yummy, yummy. Let's do this.
Do what? We'll just spread it around with the forks, I guess.
Gentlemen. Oh, they're like falling off. Yucky onions. Can I dump that?
Yep.
More or less.
Let's try it out. I want to eat at the same time as you go. What are you doing?
I don't like getting my fingers yucky.
You ready?
Cheers, me.
Cheers. Oh yeah, it's good. That's really yummy. Spicy.
I'll put Frank's on them.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is a little too crispy on top,
Yeah.
but it's really good. It's got a really good flavor. You can really taste the lemon.
Yeah, you kind of can actually. It's really sweet. Really sweet. I don't know what this is.
Fat.
Mm.
Salt, fat, acid, heat.
Yeah.
I know the rules.
That's yummy.
Really good.
Yeah.
They're so tender.
Yeah. So we cooked them for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe a
over,
little
I
bit
think.
less.
I think a little more.
You think a little more?
I'm trying to do it right now. Don't know.
Just after 5.
Well, I guess it's a little less.
Because we took them off and checked them
Yeah.
twice. That's true. Boog, I don't think you can eat any of that. You might be able to eat that. That's about it.
I don't think they can have pork bones. I have no idea though. They can have pig ears, I know.
You can eat. Hey, booger beans!
I don't know why I did that face.
I don't know either. We are going and looking for earthworms. We're gonna try to go do some trout fishing tomorrow. So we've got a bag of dirt, and we've seen some huge, like 8-10 inch earthworms. So we're gonna try and see if we can find some. So stay tuned. Guys, we got our first specimen. There he is.
He's really small.
The
compared
first
to the other
wormy.
ones we saw.
Yeah, this one is pretty little, but maybe we'll find some more. Oh, what is earthworm? Move, earthy wormy.
They're not very quick movers.
Look at his, you can see his trail.
Yeah.
Look at his trail. You can see it. Ooh. There he is.
Good morning. It's just me camping.
Good morning, Booger Beans. Booger's got a weird bump on his leg here. Are you getting so muscular, Booger? Wow,
She's allergic to the earth.
No, you don't have a bump on that side. What is this?
She's old dog. Old dogs get lumps and bumps.
Just examine our dog
On film.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, it's the morning.
It's sunny.
And there is sun out. It's really windy way up there, but it's not windy down here this morning.
Yeah.
So we're going to cook up some fried egg sandwiches. And then we are going to try and go fishing today.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're going to head to the store, pick up a couple of stuff we forgot.
What else is new?
And maybe pick up some worms because our worm hunting adventure last night didn't really work very good.
We got a worm.
We got a worm.
And he might have got out because I saw the bag was on the ground.
Yeah, the bag fell over this morning, so maybe a squirrel ate them. Do squirrels eat worms?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe he did. But, yeah, that's our plan this morning, and thanks for watching, and
see you later. We'll catch up later.
yeah, we'll catch up later. Also, just go hit the like and subscribe buttons.
Always.
Yeah, just for fun. Just because, like, probably at this point in the video, if you're still watching, you should probably subscribe. So
You're not already.
yeah, and if you are already, you should just resubscribe.
If you are already, give us a comment and let us know. Ugh. I just picked a big boog out of her eye.
Booger.
That was
That's
a
why
hair.
her name's Booger.
That's why she's so cute.
Okay, guys, so we've been out here for what, a day now, I guess.
Yeah.
A day.
One full day. We got here late last night.
And it's been basically raining the whole time. And we've been just kind of walking around camp, checking out the river, checking out the rocks, checking out the trees. And then we come down to the river and we see this view in front of us now. So
It's so beautiful. It doesn't even look very good on the camera.
I'll edit it and it will look good.
Well, they just look way further away on camera than they do in real life.
Look at the snow right on top of the mountains right there. Just up the way from us. Now they look close.
So pretty. Because you zoomed in. It's cheating. This pizza dough.
We can put 2 cutting boards.
Sure. Is this gonna explode in my hands?
Probably. The last couple have. Pillsbury, what are you doing?
It didn't. Oh, there it is.
You jinxed it.
Pillsbury, what are you doing?
Alright guys, it's lunchtime at camp. And we are going to try to make pizza for probably the 5th time.
Yeah, we've had it successful one time.
The first time.
And that was on a barbecue.
Delicious. But now we're going to try something a little different and see how it goes.
Just burnt my thighs. Still a little short.
Is it too short still?
Well, it's fine. It'll be fine.
We were also going to go canoeing today.
Can't do that either.
I forgot the straps. So
It's fine. It's fine.
we can't put the canoe on the truck. Knife, I guess, eh?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll go get a knife.
We're cutting it in half so it fits nice in the pan.
Yeah, we're going to make 2 smaller ones.
This isn't a cookbook. We're just telling you.
Whew, that knife is spectacular.
Everything Pillsbury makes is like really greasy.
Yep. Rose, hey, leave the squirrel alone.
Squirrels are throwing stuff at her.
Go in your chair. Go in your chair.
So now what are you thinking? Toss it in here?
Yeah, I'm thinking give it just another little squirt of Spam on there.
Looks like some of the... It's like silvery in some spots.
Yeah, that seasoning's been missed.
Brand new.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll put that square in there.
There's leaves in it already.
That's okay. And we need a fork.
So they go full Italian?
Drop it on the ground.
That's you that drops stuff on the ground.
Be careful. But not the outside. There we go. Now I need the briquettes. Grab them out of the fire.
This will probably cook in like 5 minutes.
I think it will cook
Fast.
pretty fast. Yep.
Please be careful reaching your hand.
Pizza time. You want to cut it or?
I guess.
There we go.
I'm just gonna do this.
Oh, that's a good idea for most of it. Mmm. Looks yummy.
Excuse me.
One sec. Oh, nice and brown underneath. Mm. That's good.
Very good.
That's good. Really good.
Could have been left on for another minute or two just to really crisp it up.
Yeah, your side is a little bit less crisp than my side, see?
Yeah. I know.
Guys, if you're camping, I understand if you're backpacking, but if you're trailer camping and you don't have a cast iron cook set, get yourself one.
Yeah, we waited a whole year and that was too long.
And like this year, we've had the best food we've ever had because of it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And way easier cleanups.
And it just like wipes out, like it's awesome.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's literally grease.
It's Frank's. Don't forget to feed your boogs. Let's get a shirt that says that. Don't forget to feed your boogs.
Part of our merch line.
Yep. We haven't ever said in one of our videos to go check out awboog.com.
Do it.
Yeah. We started a website. We got our merchandise. We also got links to our Instagram, our Facebook.
We're going to throw on some affiliate links too.
Yep. To Pack Leashes and Knox Dogwear. They kind of help us do this stuff. And also some behind the scenes stories. Kind of some blog posts about Booger, about us. Also, the recipes to our camping cookbooks are, I'm slowly uploading them on there, but they are on there if you want to check them out.
We've only, oh yeah, I guess.
I've done like 4. I think I only have 2 on there right
Yeah.
now. But yeah, feel free to check out awboog.com. Tanner's putting it on the screen right here.
Tanner absolutely will forget to do that.
Okay, I'll forget, but it'll be right here.